Today I am playing Temur Adventures on the historic ladder again, and I know many of you probably already know the deck, but for those who are not familiar, I will give a brief explanation since I'm gonna upload this to YouTube as well. So the main idea of the deck is obviously to get a lot of value from adventures cards. So Lucky Clover copies any adventure spell you cast, and Edgewall Innkeeper draws cards whenever you cast the creature side of the adventure spell. So this deck has pretty much all adventures creatures and Edgewall Innkeeper and Llanowar Elves. So I like Llanowar Elves as a mean of ramping because the deck is a little slow compared to another things going on in the format. So Llanowar Elves is good to make up in that aspect. It enables turn 3 Escape to the Wilds. If I go Llanowar Elves, Beanstalk Giant, Escape to the Wilds, and that makes me less dependent on Lucky Clover because the ideal sequence is turn 2 Lucky Clover, turn 3 Beanstalk Giant. So that's about it. Another important card is Escape to the Wilds. It's the card advantage, another source of card advantage. It also ramps a land and helps finding Lucky Clover or whatever you are in need of. The sideboard is also quite important because you have access to it from Fae of Wishes, and I will not go card to card on the sideboard. Just know that it has a lot of one-offs and situational cards, and the rest is pretty standard. Brazen Borrower can bounce stuff and is a flash threat to play in opponent's end step. Bonecrusher Giant is a good removal spell and also a decent body. Lovestruck Beast, very aggressive and also good on defense. So that's it. Let's go to some gameplay on the ladder and see how it goes. I think the matchup this deck has the most difficult facing is Giant Sacrifice, and in the last stream I found 2 Giant opponents and lost to both. But actually those are the only losses I had with this deck on stream. This opening hand is very good. I have Llanowar Elves into Beanstalk Giant to find my blue source, and then I can go turn 4 Edgewall Innkeeper, Bonecrusher Giant. Well, I think this is a very clear keep and a good one since we are on the play. So let's go turn 2 Beanstalk Giant. Fertile Footsteps, I should say. And I'll grab my blue source because I don't wanna be mana screwed. To whoever is watching right now, thanks a lot. Let's see. Opponent probably has counter spell, but yeah, let's make him have it. If he doesn't, Edgewall Innkeeper is a great source of card advantage in this matchup. He pretty much has to counter Edgewall if he's able. Opponent's thinking on this one. I guess he either doesn't have it or just have something like Jewari Disruption. And I think actually here Fae of Wishes is a good blocker, it draws me a card, and I still have mana for Llanowar Elves. Opponent had a counter spell and chose not to counter the Edgewall Innkeeper. I think that's a huge mistake, because the way his deck works, he's probably playing something like Mono Blue Temple, and Edgewall Innkeeper just gonna run away with the game now. Not exactly sure how to tap this. I guess I'll leave green and blue, but if I draw another Bonecrusher, I could leave red mana up, and now since I didn't, opponent probably has a clear read that I don't have another Bonecrusher. I'm going with Brazen Borrower now that opponent's tapped, and I can draw a card and make sure Brazen Borrower resolves. So now I have a huge mana advantage, and also I have a source of card advantage on table. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna jam this Escape to the Wilds before combat, because then if your opponent spends mana countering this, I can attack safely with those. Just a Spell Pierce, that is a great Spell Pierce. I didn't play around it, maybe I could have played my land drop, but it's a good idea to let your land drops come from the escape cards in order to get the max value of the card. Opponent doesn't seem to have much going on there. I'll cast the Beanstalk Giant before combat, because if they tap out, I can attack with all my creatures. I guess I'll leave the Innkeeper back. Olá, Gabriel. Thanks a lot for the following. Let's keep the plan up. Play Threat before combat. Make the opponent tap out and attack safely. Now I have a bounce spell, so I will attack with everything and just pass the turn. Alright, first game on the string, it's victory. One more to go after sideboards, and for this matchup I guess I want a negate. I'm not even sure if I will side in anything. I'll play the same 60. Sometimes I side in a negate in situations like that, because on the draw Escape to the Wilds it's not gonna be easy to resolve versus them, but it forces a counter spell. As I showed in game 1, you just have to resolve an Edgewall Innkeeper. Thanks, Gabriel. Let's kick some ass. First game, we got it, and I think this matchup is pretty favorable. I wouldn't say favorable, but it can certainly get out of hand for the opponent if I resolve some key spells early. Keep this hand, not super exciting, but it's better than random new one. Yeah, not the greatest start. The opponent does have his threat going on. I will try and resolve Lucky Clover, which I think's unlikely here. Maybe I can pass with Bonecrusher with Stomp mana up. Maybe that's better because opponent's certainly willing to counter something here. And I can stomp in response if he flashes in something and step, or if he goes with Curious Obsession, which is the worst card to beat. Yeah, here I'm gonna stomp the Brazen while he stepped out. I don't think I'm gonna have a good window to resolve the Lucky Clover. He's always gonna pass with mana up, but in the last turn I think it was good to keep Stomp because I managed to got that Brazen, and I think the Lucky Clover was very likely to be countered. Alright. Ascendant Spirit is very problematic. If it goes out of Stomp range, it can be tough. Then I can only bounce it. But right now I have no Brazen Borrower. Let's see what he does. I'll just go with a Heart's Desire. Resolves. And let's see, he's probably gonna spend his mana making Ascendant Spirit bigger, and then I can stomp it in response. But I wanted the Lucky Clover actually to resolve, and I didn't have a good window for it. Fortunately, the opponent didn't have the Curious Obsession, and now could be the window to resolve a Lucky Clover, but also getting Lovestruck Beast down is also okay. Let's go to combat, see if opponent does anything. So let's go with the Lovestruck Beast. Yeah, They do have counter spell. And now the Sailor has a +1/+1 counter, but it's alright for now. The clock is not a huge deal, and they don't have a source of card advantage yet, so this game can go both ways yet. Opponent's thinking, I don't know what he could have to play, that he's thinking maybe he has another Ascendant Spirit, and he's debating between the Spirit and a counter spell for the Lovestruck Beast. They sure have a counter spell. So do I rather have the Lovestruck Beast counter or the Lucky Clover? I rather have the Lovestruck Beast counter, but if I play Lovestruck Beast, it's the only play of the turn, so I will go with Lucky Clover and then bounce his Sailor. Maybe Lovestruck Beast was better, because yeah, this way he got to play the Sailor back this turn, so I guess I'll bounce at his upkeep. So if you wanna trade a counter for the Petty Theft, alright, this is better. The line I was gonna say at his upkeep is, if you wanna trade a counter for the Petty Theft, that's okay with me. But let's take this opportunity to make sure our spell resolves. Alright, let's try Edgewall Innkeeper. That's really good, because they only have bounce spells, and now the Innkeeper gonna be the source of card advantage that makes the game unbalanced. Opponent might have another flash creature. Or a Brazen Borrower maybe. That's holding priority for him or her. Yikes. I don't like this play. The opponent maybe thought he was at my end step, I don't know, but paying 4 on your main phase with the mono blue tempo deck is not what you wanna do. Let's see what I can do here. Guess I'll just play Lovestruck Beast number 2 and draw cards. I might even send Edgewall Innkeeper in, and if you wanna trade for the Storm Tamer, now I have a big board presence, and that's gonna be 7 damage through and he gonna have to deal with both the Lovestruck Beast, so I have no reason to do this. I'm not under pressure. Next turn, if I draw a red source, I can even go for the Embercleave. Come on, and not the head source. But I still have lethal here because I can grab Unsummon and get back my Lovestruck Beast. Good game. Right. Guess I am 5-2 with this deck on stream. Let's continue the climb. Hope not to get pairs versus Giant. Let's see what Kiori is playing. Kiori, I don't know. Opponent goes first. His hand is not the best, but since the opponent is playing Orion, he's probably playing either Control or a very grind deck, and green sources are the ones I have the most in the deck, so I think I'll keep this because a Lucky Clover turn 2 is very good in this kind of matchup. And I do get a green source. So let's go with Heart's Desire. Opponent's probably playing the Mystic Reborn deck, which is actually kinda scary if I don't have a fast start, so the Orion tricked me there. Because it's not easy to outvalue the Niv Mizzet deck. Let's play aggressively and get the Lovestruck Beast down turn 3. Opponent went, I didn't even know this card, 4 damage and Aftermath. This card is really good if you have a lot of mana, but I do have another 1/1 and I will cast it, even though it's not mana efficient, but it gets for 5 this turn. And the opponent was really... I might even get the Fae down. I am on the beatdown plan here. Opponent's gonna grab a Niv Mizzet next turn, which I can unsummon. Now I think I'm gonna need both these wishes, so I'll keep the Fae in hand. Binding the Old Gods on Lovestruck Beast. Yeah, I think that is the right play. But it's certainly not great. He probably wanted to get rid of my Lucky Clover. He was under a bit of pressure. So let's get Disdainful Stroke and Negate, I guess. Or Pulse of Murasa to get Lovestruck Beast back. No. I'll go with Negate because that makes the Disdainful Stroke a lot more scary. Although I guess if he's missed, he's playing Dovin's Veto, so he's not afraid of Disdainful Stroke. But Negate can cover some spells that he's gonna throw at me as baits for the Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, I need pressure, or yeah, that's fine. Not ideal, but I will not spend a negate on that. And I guess I will. No. Let's go with Lucky Clover and get the most out of my next granted spell. In turn, keep both Negate or Disdainful Stroke up. Opponent, yeah, Sharn gets him 2 lands, but I'm not afraid of a 4/4. The 2 lands are the worst part of this spell, because he certainly has some scary big mana spells. But keep Disdainful Stroke for the Yorion is the idea here. Now I got three spells from the sideboard, and now I think I do want the Pulse, because I didn't draw any good creatures. I'll have the Great Henge and Embercleave, I guess. Embercleave is never bad to have in your hand if you can. Now I do have good plays for the next turn, and the opponent has been kind of saving his best spells. I'll let this go. I could discard the land and maybe something else to get a Fae in my hand. But I don't wanna expose myself to get Yorion or something. This I might spend a negate on this. Don't know. No, I think I must get the Lovestruck Beast to my hand. Not ideal, but I didn't have mana for everything, and I had get the beast back. So I have something going on the board. Let's go with the beast. The tokens help make the Embercleave a little better. Let's get the beast down. And I'm gonna keep both counter spells. Those ribbons starting to look a bit scary. This is a great card. I didn't know this. It's very good in mid-range decks that can go lots of lands like this one. Helps you survive the early game and is very impactful late game. He might have another Yorion in hand, but he cannot cast it, so it's time for the Disdainful Stroke. Was a good one, no veto. Guess first thing I'm gonna do if I untap with Lovestruck Beast is gonna play the Great Henge and go from there. Make sure I leave up double red for Embercleave. And here I guess I'm deciding if I wanna cast Fae of Wishes before combat. Let's go. If hit both my 1/1s, let's go to combat, see how he blocks, but I'm not even sure I want to attack with both. I guess, yeah, because if he blocks with both no, he cannot block both my 1/1s because the Embercleave gonna be lethal on the Lovestruck Beast, so let's attack with all. And let's cleave on Lovestruck Beast. And I guess the opponent didn't counter the cleave nor the henge. I guess he doesn't have a counter spell, so let's make the Lovestruck lethal. Well, he might have removal here. Oh shit. Yeah, should probably thought that a little bit more on that one. Now I don't even got to cast Fae of Wishes, and I don't have Negate up. That was a bad play. But I think the position's not terrible. But certainly I should have held Negate there.
This will be child's play.
Let's hope not to be too punished for that. I will start on Fae of Wishes next turn. I think, well, now that I drew a Llanowar Elves, let's go on this one first. And cast Fae. Yeah. Since he didn't have a way to... He didn't found lands with the Yasharn, I'm just gonna bounce all his stuff. And I will equip the... I am playing very poorly. Forgot about the Negate. Should have held the Negate. But I don't think that will matter. Opponent didn't seem to have top decked anything.
Somebody bothering you? I'll make them. I'm sorry, was that dear to you?
Opponent choose to gain some life. But I don't think that's enough. I can hit for 6, 8 and grab some things from my sideboard, I guess. I'm conceded. I was thinking about attacking and using Fae of Wishes post combat to grab Thud and Expansion Explosion, but that I guess wouldn't be lethal. I won't side anything for this matchup. It's a very grind one. I need all my main deck pieces and I will fetch anything I need with Fae of Wishes. Opponent very likely playing Niv-Mizzet Reborn, but we didn't get to see it. The Disdainful Stroke was very good there. I think this matchup is okay. If I have a good start, I can get away with the game. I'll keep this one. Can go Llanowar into Fertile Footsteps into hopefully a turn 3 Escape to the Wilds. I just need to draw another land. It's an Explore again. Didn't find the land. Let's grab an island. Have access to all our colors. Alright, got the land. Now it's gonna be an interesting race. I have second blue here. Yeah, maybe I could have played Lovestruck Beast. Niv-Mizzet. Let's see what we got. 3 cards. Some really good ones. I guess I will. I have access to 7 mana this turn. It doesn't seem very intuitive, but I will actually bounce his Niv-Mizzet because the 6/6 flyer is let's see, I have 7, 8. Yeah, opponent's a little constrained on the mana department, so I'll go with Fertile Steps. Grab another island. I will stomp his Paradise Druid. Bounce the Live Mizzet and cast Heart Desire. So now he's quite set up to go long game, but I have access to more mana, so the plan is to out-tempo the opponent. He even had to discard there. Start with a Escape to the Wilds. Found a land. Let's go with Lucky Clover and Fertile Footsteps. Grab a mountain and a forest. And let's get rid of this Yasharn. Attack for 1. Now I have 11 lands in play, a Llanowar Elves, and a lot of adventure cards to cast. Whoa, opponent casts nothing. That's very suspicious. Considered, yeah, I think the plan worked out. I would be able to out-tempo my opponent's spells. So 6 and 2. Let's keep up. Just pray to avoid Giant Sacrifice. It's not that Giant Sacrifice is unwinnable, it's quite difficult to navigate, and Mayhem Devil is very hard to deal with. So far I am 0-2 versus Giant Sacrifice, but actually 6-0 versus anything else I've faced so far. This hand. It's very great to keep this one, but if I draw a single land, his hand will be amazing, so I will keep this. Opponent mulligan to 6. Alright, start with Llanowar Elves. Pray for no removal spell. I guess I will actually cast Lucky Clover next turn. Oh no. I think so. I was afraid I would get a shock or something. Oh my god, this is really good. You can go second Llanowar Elf and play Lucky Clover. So now the opponent's very unlikely to remove both, and I will have access to Beanstalk Giant. Sometimes better be lucky than be good. Burning 3 Emissary. Let's see what comes after. Another Burning 3 Emissary. It's getting a little scary. And a Stomp, it looks like. Yeah, that land drop was amazing. Let's go with Heart's Desire. fertile footsteps. Let's grab a mountain that is needed to cast a stomp, and guess second forest. Get rid of both his emissaries. Maybe I could have waited until his turn to either kill a Robber of the Reach or let him go to combat. I just want to make sure he is not able to cast Embercleave next turn. Bonecrusher and pass. And I have access to 7 mana, so I'll cast Bonecrusher and Lovestruck Beast. It's better than just getting a 6/6 down. Now a Edgewall Innkeeper or a Escape to the Wilds or Fae of Wishes are all very good draws in this position. Opponents cycling the Bonecrusher. Ask and you shall receive. Maybe I can go for Embercleave. Is that better? Let's see. I'll get 2 cards out of this Fae of Wishes, so I'm going for the Embercleave. Let's get the Great Henge and Embercleave. Anger of the Gods is also pretty good, but I don't think it really matters. I don't think the opponent can beat this combination of cards. So with Embercleave on this Lovestruck Beast. Yeah, opponent concedes. So versus mono red on the draw, I like to trim a couple of Escape to the Wilds and a Bonecrusher Giant, and I'll get Unsummon, Aether Gust. I think that's it. He's probably playing Annex, so I guess I want Mystical Repeal maybe, or I can leave that on the wish board. I will side in a Negate against Embercleave. The reason I siding like that is because on the draw, Escape to the Wilds can be a little slow versus mono red. So I get a little bit more proactive on the draw. Gonna turn on the lights here. Alright. I like this hand. We should have one extra land, but I'm on the draw. I have a higher chance of curving out. I can go Edgewall Innkeeper and into Fae of Wishes. Let's do that. Edgewall Innkeeper probably gonna eat a removal spell here, but it's better than letting the opponent develop his board. Of course they can have Burning Tree into Stomp, but I still think the Edgewall is the play. Getting hit for 4 points of damage. Opponent is up to a great start. Let's go with defensive Fae of Wishes. And pass the turn. Burning Tree. So no Embercleave this turn. And now makes the block with Fae of Wishes easier. Wow, that Annex is scary. Very tough spot. I guess I could play Brazen Borrower and get a little tempo back, but I don't think that's the line to victory. I don't think I can beat an Embercleave here, so I'm thinking about going Lucky Clover into 2 jump blockers. And have a better Brazen Borrower next turn. I guess one way I can get around Embercleave is leaving Peripheral up this turn. No Embercleave, that's good. Nobody gonna trample there. So let's bounce whatever costs more mana for the opponent. And that is the Hazoret. Jump block here. Let's get rid of the token actually. I don't think chances of winning this game are very good, but let's try. Go with Lucky Clover. No. I can even double spell here. Guess Lucky Clover into Heart's Desire. Pass the turn. Maybe Edgewall Innkeeper gotta jump block one of the burning trees this turn. Not quite able to stabilize this game. And if the opponent's thinking this much, he might have the Embercleave. No. Yeah, so I think since the opponent didn't attack with the Fervent Champion, I'm just taking 2 points of damage and having my Edgewall Innkeeper next turn. Let's start with a Lovestruck Beast and hope to draw something miraculous here. No. Yeah, I guess this game is over. Yeah, GG. On the draw, I guess I will keep the plan. I'll just have a Aether Gust main deck and trim one Escape to the Wilds. Really wanna win this one, keep the perfect score for this stream. I guess this is gonna be my last match of the day, and I wanna keep a good win percentage here. Climbing on the ladder up to Mythic we go. I'm very excited for the Strixhaven release. Gonna play a lot of limited here. I'm gonna do a limited review of the set too. The full spoilers just got out today. I'm gonna do a limited set review, and when Strixhaven release, gonna play some sealed events, a lot of draft. If you like that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitch too. Alright, this hand is very good on the play. Can go Llanowar, Lucky Clover and Heart's Desire turn 2. If the opponent doesn't have a shock, it's quite tough for them. And another land, I could go Granted turn 3, but opponent did have a Frostbite. Turn 3. Yeah, that first Frostbite turn 1 was quite important. And one Abrade too. Nice. Opponent got a lot more reactive on the draw, I guess. But our position is still fine. We have Lovestruck Beast and a Fae of Wishes as blockers. See what we draw, and then after we can have the other one to fetch something good. Let's go with Lovestruck Beast. Pass. Rampaging Ferocidon is a little annoying. Cragcrown War is troublesome. I can bounce the Lovestruck back to my hand and maybe the Ferocidon too. Yeah, guess that's fine. I go Lucky Clover, pass the turn. Let's see. To combat. I'm not left. Now let's let him go to attackers. If he casts an Embercleave, I will bounce whatever he is cleaving. And my Lovestruck Beast back. Since this is gonna die next turn, I might as well just trade it for a Burning Tree Emissary. This and this. Yeah, Ferocidon is quite annoying versus the tokens I'm gonna make with Lovestruck Beast. This time I managed to trade the token for the Burning Tree Emissary. That attack from the opponent really indicated a Embercleave, but in the end he didn't play it. I don't think he has it. He would have played. Maybe he got a read on what I had and choose not to play it. I wanted to have access to Anger of the Gods, but now it's a little awkward casting only Heart's Desire and not using all mana. But I guess it's better than having only Lovestruck Beast down. Maybe it was not. Opponent got a lot of lands. It's probably gonna fire up the Faithless Haven. This thing has Vigilance, right? Yes, he still has access to a Embercleave if he has it, and I don't think I can beat an Embercleave from this position. Thankfully he didn't. If I draw a land, I guess I'll go for the Anger. Yeah, definitely going for the Anger. Anger into the Great Henge, I guess. Now I get into a comfortable position. Opponent has to top deck really well from here. It's not unlosable from this point because he does have the Faceless Haven, the Hamnep Ruins, so if he has a good string from here, I guess I can still lose. But the Great Henge is very... puts a kind of a clock on the opponent. Let's go with these Fae of Wishes. Have as many blockers as possible. I think I don't even Enox, alright. So he's not firing the Faceless Haven this turn. and I still have Petty Theft up in case he goes Llanowar or Embercleave, so now I think this game is pretty much locked up. I don't see how the opponent could get out of this situation. Yeah, good games. So 7 wins, 2 losses so far. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe. I will play probably more Temur Adventures on Historic. This is my favorite archetype on Historic. I have another list that I might play too. I have a Grixis Shadow deck that I could play. Just keep up. I will have a lot of cool content for Strixhaven rotation. I will play an updated version of Temur Adventures. I'll play a similar version to Temur Delver on Historic with Brainstorm and the new Abundant Harvest. I'm gonna play also new Storm combo. I'm gonna abuse Faithless Looting and Abundant Harvest with Dreadhorde Arcanist. I have a lot of cool ideas. Hope you like the channel, and I'm gonna bring a lot of new stuff and also limited gameplay. I'm gonna play Sealed, gonna play Draft. So that's it for today. Follow me on Twitch too. There you can get my gameplays live and interact with chat. I can answer some questions, I can help you build your decks, and that's just more, I think it's a better experience to get on Twitch. So thanks a lot if you stayed, and see you next time.